Hey everybody, how's it going? Today I want to show you guys how to install some fog lights on your vehicle, or you can call them off-road lights. I know I've already made a couple of videos on this, but in this video here I want to show you guys how to actually wire it using the wiring harness that comes in the kit instead of rigging your own like I've been doing. But let's check this out. Today they're going to be going on this Ram 2500 here, and we'll see how that turns out. Let's take a look at what usually comes in these kits. First off, you got the lights themselves. Usually they have a bracket on them. This one came with the bracket, and they usually just have the positive and negative wires right here. Obviously black's going to be negative, white's going to be positive. You got the wire here that goes directly from the power side of the fog light you're installing straight to the battery, and it's fused right here. But in my case I had to rig a wire here it's just going to be an extension, but we'll just pretend like that's not there, as if you were wiring it normally. Probably because this is going in a truck. I don't know if these are meant for cars or not, but this is way too short. That's why I'm making this extension right here. This big mess of wire here is just basically, this is just going to be connecting off your lights straight to the other side of the switch, which is going to be going to turn on your lights right here. Obviously we got a switch. The kit actually came with an illuminated switch, but for all intents and purposes here I'm going to make it simple and just use a regular toggle switch that's not illuminated. These are essentially like the extensions that go to your lights right here. They go into the positive side. The power, that's just going to be so if you're putting them on far sides of the vehicle, you can join them together without having to make your own wiring. And lastly, here are the negative wires for the fog lights themselves. And obviously you're going to need some tools right here. I only needed a couple of wrenches and a socket with the handle. Guys, remember, when you're going to be working in a vehicle's electrical system that is up and running, just because I was working on my D150, I didn't have to worry about that because there was no battery in there. I just been using the ATV battery. You never ever want to forget to disconnect your negative wire of the battery. You don't want to cause a short and blow something out. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Just going to want to take that off. You always want to do that first, no matter what. Always. Never forget that. That's the most crucial step right there. Alright, so now before we start here, I want to go ahead and overlook this and study this wiring diagram here for wiring up your lights with, well, basically using the wiring harness that came with it instead of rigging it like I've been doing. But here you go, you got one of your lights right here, and then right here is a black wire, which is going to be your ground. That's the extension wire they give you in the kit. You just ground that off to any solid piece of the body of the truck or any frame, metal or anything like that. Ground it off. And you just got your power wire right here. It comes with another extension that goes to your Y connector, which is that really long wire I've been showing you guys. That in turn goes all the way down to the switch. Well, my switch I'm using right here only has 2 prongs, so it's just power in, power out. That would go into the power in portion, which is going to be the power for your lights. From there, all you got to do is just put the red wire that's supplied in your kit with the fuse into the power out portion of your switch, or your whatever you might want to call that. And from there, you just literally wire that straight to the battery, or you can put it inside your fuse box in your vehicle and hot wire it to something that turns on, like your lights. When you turn on your lights, they'll turn on as well. But in this one, we're just going to do it straight to the battery and make it as easy as possible. And also, before we go ahead and do this, I want to mention that while the kit does come with the brackets and the bolts to hold them down, I just went ahead and used some custom ones that I got from a kit that I got from Harbor Freight Tools. And those are going to work a lot better, just because I am going to end up putting this inside of the grill mesh right here instead of on the bumper or any other part of the body. I thought it'd make it easier, and I wanted to point that out. That if you're going to mount them anywhere else than where you're supposed to, you're going to have to kind of rig your own setup here like I did. Alright, now at this point you're just going to slide these in here right into the grill. You got to take off your bolts first. From there, it's not really that hard. You're just going to slide these straight through the grill mesh here. And you're going to secure them on the other side. You're going to run your wires through the grill mesh as well. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. So I'm going to put them right here. And here they are installed. Right there. And on the inside. It's as easy as it is to install it inside of a Dodge grill. Alright, so next here comes the ground wire for the lights. Now in this case, what I'm going to end up doing is trying to see if I can ground them straight to the bolts right here that hold on the grill. I mean, they're attached right to the hood right here, and it's solid metal right there, hitting solid metal going to the hood, which it should provide a good ground, at least in my theory. Correct me if I'm wrong here, let me know, but if anything is grounded to the vehicle's frame or chassis or any metal part of the vehicle, essentially when the battery is connected to negative, it acts all as one big negative terminal of the battery. At least that's how I've seen it work before. I've tried grounding it where it's just plastic on metal and it's never worked for me, so that's why I came up with that theory there. But let me know if I'm wrong and we'll see how this goes. Hook that in here, negative, right there. That's all you do. Negative. You put this little spade terminal right here and we'll see how that works. Alright, now here we go with the longest wire in the kit right here. This, what I'm going to end up doing is just running it through here, right where the clutch fluid reservoir would go if this truck had a manual transmission, but it has automatic. So I'm just going to run it straight through the grommet in there and into the cab. And this is a long wire here attached to the extensions. It goes straight to the positive side of the wiring in your light. So that just goes down here into a nice little Y connector right here. Now we're going to run that into the cab. Right now I got the wire run through here, right where the grommet's at, that covers up where the clutch fluid reservoir would be if this truck had a 5-speed in it. I just kind of slipped it in there and it went in. And here it is on the other side. And there it is inside the cab. I'm just going to wire up the power wire. And just a note here, this is why I don't really like using these kits. I like to rig up my own just because, you know, in some places they give you longer wire than you actually need, which I have way more than I need for this truck. And you know, when I have the power wire going straight to the battery, they just gave me way less wire than I needed. So I mean, that's why I like doing it my own way, because I can cut it to length. And I just want to let you guys know that. And now we got our fused power wire right here. This is going to be going down in here with a little harness I made for it too, straight through the same grommet right there. But this is how you connect it to the battery. You just loosen this up right here. You know, these terminals are really corroded. Slide that in there, hook it up. That's it. Just tying it from there. That's how this system here is going to get its power. Right there. And on the simple switch here I'm using just to demonstrate how these work. Basically right here, this is on the off position. So right here it's only connected to the power in portion of the switch terminal. As soon as you turn it, it makes connection with the power out, so now it completes the circuit. It's just one power wire going straight through basically. Then when you turn it the other way, you're just shutting that off. So this side right here is not getting power, but this one is, or it has power in it. But as soon as you connect them, then you complete the circuit, and then that's what turns on your lights. That's how we're going to do it. And now that you're good to go and you're sure everything's wired up right, you just put your negative cable back on. Just secure your wiring right here, tidy it up a little bit so it doesn't run into any moving parts, and you're good to go. Alright, now I got it here to the off position. We're just going to flip it and see what happens. If they turn on, that means everything went well, the grounds took well, and well, we'll see if it works. Here goes nothing. And there you go. They work. We got power to them. That's all you need to do. This took me less than an hour to do. I mean, it is pretty straightforward using the harness that comes in the kits, but I still like to do it my way. I think it's simpler my way. Let's just say you're starting this out and you don't really know what you're doing. Just go ahead and use the kit that comes, or the wiring harness that comes in the kit. It's going to be better off anyway. But there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know what you think. And at the end of this, I'll probably put a video of me using them at night, because right now it's like 1 o'clock in the daytime. But that's how you install some lights right here using the recommended harness that comes in the kit. Thank you for watching. Hey, how's it going, guys? Just like I said earlier in the video, I'm going to show you guys how these little fog lights look at night. And right now I kind of got them rigged up to this little switch right here on the dash. I'm not really sure if I'm going to keep these lights in the truck. I might put them on the ATV, but I just wanted to show you guys how they look. They look really good, and they're just as bright as the regular headlights. I was surprised. Even on the road, they help see a little bit better. But here are the headlights as well. So, man, they're pretty good, both of them. And I'm actually glad I installed these. I might install these on another truck at a later time I just want to show you guys how these look though.